Hooty hoo, all my stock market gamblers. Welcome today. I'm Tall Mike. So glad you're here. What do we got going on? Okay, so here's the thing, right? The market, they're going to push it up a little bit higher. The S&P probably going to push it up to a new record. The NASDAQ, I think, has already hit its high and has already started the bear market in the NASDAQ only. S&P still going to make a new nominal high, maybe a little bit higher, marginally higher, less than 1%. Yeah, you can wait for that, but here's what's going to push it up. We got the Fed announcement next week, right? Okay, what are they going to do? Well, they're going to lower the rate. They're going to lower the rate a big 0.25%, right? That's the official sign of the pivot. That's where things, now initially, you're probably going to get a push up in the markets. But what the pivot signifies is time to start looking to go short this market. And I will be going short this market. Not yet, not yet. They're going to push it up. They're going to push the S&P up to a new record high. Now, maybe the NASDAQ gets there. I don't think it will, but maybe it does. I think that'd be great if it does. That'd be a really good shorting opportunity. But this long bull run has come to an end. It's coming to an end. It's winding down. Why do I say that? Because the Fed is put in a corner right now. They're in a corner, right? They have to lower rates to save the system, to save the banks, to save the government, to save your pension. They have to lower rates, but they can't lower them because they got inflation. Inflation's going to go up, going to go up, going to go up. The only thing the Fed has, they keep talking about all their tools. All their tools come down to basically two things. One is printing money. The other is lowering rates to 0%. Now they want to put you on CBDC so they can go below 0% when they lower the rates, and they're probably going to do that. Now I want to talk a little bit about the banking system because you see everything's intertwined, and you're going to find this really interesting. At least I do. I love this stuff. You guys will get a kick out of this. But okay, so you got the banks, right? You got the banks. Now if you go back to the way banks traditionally made money, right? Depositors would come and put the money in, and they'd get, let's call it 2 or 3% on their money. Then people would come and borrow money in the form of home loans, business loans, and they would pay 6%, and the bank would make the difference on the spread. Well, the banks don't do that anymore that way, right? That's the old traditional way. All of a sudden, the banks got in this game of you come in, deposit your money, they take your money, they go to Vegas, they go to the casino, they put it on the roulette wheel, and they let it spin. Now, if they win, they make all those profits. If they lose, well, they get the taxpayer bailout. Now, obviously, I'm being a little bit facetious here, but that's really, I mean, it's really more, that would be conservative compared to what they're doing now. You see, the banks, right now, they're betting, right? They betting. Okay, so they took your money, they put it into bonds, they put it into commercial real estate. Those things crapped out, right? They lost their money, lost 40% of it, 40% of your money. So the banks are getting more and more desperate. So what do they have to do? They have to go gamble on derivatives now. That's more risky. There's a quadrillion derivatives, and that's what the banks are now gambling with your money on. There's none of this traditional banking system anymore. As a matter of fact, I think there should be laws in place. There used to be laws where they were two separate things. There one where people put their money in the bank and they were not allowed to gamble with it. They were not allowed to go to the casino. They had to make loans to make money. See, nobody's making loans right now because they don't want to, because they can't make enough money on the loan, and they want to go to the casino. Now, here's really fascinating. Okay, so like my bank, they're paying 4.8% on a certificate of deposit, right? Bonds are only paying about 4%. That extra 0.8% shows their desperation, really, in my opinion. It shows that they're desperate to get your money. They will pay you a higher rate. It's almost like a Ponzi scheme. They can take it and put it into bonds and lose money. Can't make any money there, right? So they got to bring it to the casino, bet on the quadrillion of derivatives, and they got to just hope to win, right? If they win, they make money and they get your money back that they've already lost. They've already lost your money. See, if the public was aware of this, there would be these bank runs right now. Now, we are having bank runs. When I talk about the quiet revolution, you pull your money out of the system and you put it into real money, into the gold and silver. But there's other types of bank runs. Let's talk about Warren Buffett making a bank run, right? He sold over $6 billion of Bank of America stock. Now, Warren Buffett, he has the inside track on what's going on with Bank of America. Me and you, we don't have access to that information. Could we be a better trader if we had inside information? I'm not saying it's completely inside information, but Warren knows what's going on with Bank of America that we do not get privilege to, right? And people like Nancy Pelosi, they never lose a trade because they know what's going to be passed in Congress, and they bet on it accordingly, right? Nancy Pelosi, a way better trader, record-wise only, compared to Warren Buffett. She is way up here. Warren's way down here. She's at the elite of the elite, right? But she has the inside information. Now, Warren, he does have the inside track, right? He's got the inside track on Bank of America. Now, here's probably what Warren's seeing. Now, okay, what I'm talking about, how the banks are all intertwined, right? They're all intertwined. You get Bank of America going down, you're going to get Wells Fargo going down, you're going to get Chase, you're going to get Citi. It's going to be a domino effect, right? They cannot let them fail. They have to bail them out. But here's what Warren sees, and he sees this on their balance sheet, right? A lot of these big banks like Chase, like Bank of America, I think even Wells Fargo might be in the mix. Anyways, what they do is they come in and they manipulate the silver market. Silver is a very easy market to manipulate. Now, how they do that is by buying paper silver, not real silver. And what Bank of America has done and Chase has done, they have a large short position on the silver market, 1 billion ounces, right? Now, short position means they do not have the silver. They've sold it, but they don't have the silver. They have to buy back 1 billion ounces to unwind the trade. It's called manipulation. See, for every 1 ounce of physical silver, there's 405 ounces of paper silver. It's very manipulative. So they sold 1 billion ounces, and they need that silver price to stay low. If silver takes off, what's going to happen? It's going to be called the Black Swan event, right? Bank of America will be going under. Warren Buffett sees this on the balance sheet, sold his $6 billion. I just think there's something going on here that we don't get to know about, right? I think Bank of America is in trouble, and I think it's their silver position. That's just my take. I don't have any facts. I'm not on the inside track. Matter of fact, I'm so far outside that, I can't even see inside. So I have no inside information. This is just my guess that their silver position is in a lot of trouble now because silver's having a really good year, right? And it's funny, I get the haters in the comments. Oh, Mike, your silver's going down. It's going down. It's below $30. Guy, I want it to go down so I can stack some more. I'm a silver stacker. Been doing it since it was $8. Yeah, people tell me it's a terrible thing to be doing. It's a terrible investment. Gone from $8, we're up at, well, I don't know, $29. It's not at the $50. And don't get me wrong, I've seen it up there too. And, when it was $50, I remember it was $50, it dropped down to $12. I thought that was such a bargain. I mean, it was at 50 and dropped all the way down to $12. That's actually the point I started stacking. Silver went down to $4 from $12 all the way down to $4. See, I didn't understand silver at the time. I didn't know how to measure silver in terms of other things at the time. You see, silver was at $12. It's called 1,200 pennies, right? And the market was at like 800 or 900, the Dow Jones, right? Okay, well, silver was incredibly expensive. That'd be like having $40,000 silver today. So I was buying silver at like a really incredibly expensive price, right? I mean, it was ridiculous. Okay, so anyways, but now I understand the market's a little better. And the fact that silver, it's the cheapest asset on the planet right now, $29. He's telling me that everybody's dumping their silver to the coin shop. My coin shop, he can't get any in. Nobody's bringing it in. Gets 100 calls a day for people that want to buy. I'm one of those calls. I want to buy. I want to buy all I can get. The guy's telling me that, hey, they're buying it like $5 below spot. I go, great. Where do I get it at $5 below spot? Look, silver's a great deal right here. Anyways, it's because it's manipulated. But here's the thing. So you got all these big banks. banks, Bank of America, JP Morgan, they're manipulating the price of silver lower, right? But here's the thing. We're getting our butts handed to us. Who's handing us our butt right now? China. China's handing us our butt. You see, they're taking delivery. They're going on to all these exchanges. They're buying it and they're taking physical delivery. The exchanges, they're running out of silver. You see, they trade 1 billion ounces a day, right? But they only have 300 million total ounces of silver. This is the COMEX, or maybe it's the London exchange. You pick your exchange, but they trade 1 billion a day with 300 million ounces, right? And that 300 million ounces is now getting drained about 10% a month. Another 10, well, less than 10 months away, this thing's going to explode, right? There's no physical silver left. What's that going to do to the price? It's going to skyrocket. But you see, China is coming in and they're draining it. They're going direct to the miners too. They're paying the miners. They're paying the miners more than the United States would pay the miners. So they're paying a premium just to stack up on it because they know the shortage. They see what's coming. They're playing the market is what they're doing. They're a lot smarter than us. Let me tell you, a lot smarter than us doing the right thing, right? I don't know if we have any gold reserves. Fort Knox, maybe we do, maybe we don't. But you got to get these things while they're cheap. But my gold's not cheap. It's $2,500. That's a record high. Yeah, it is a record high. It's going a lot higher, Probably going to double, probably going to triple from here, maybe quadruple. But the thing is, you got problems in the banking system. The banking system is going to go down, right? It's a silent crash. You don't hear about the crash going on. It's happening right now. Believe me, it's happening. The Fed knows it. Fed's going to have to lower rates, try to solve it, try to mitigate the problem if they can, and see if they can, get people not to do a bank run. I think there's going to be bank runs. I really do. I don't want to scare you. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. Slowly pulling my money out of the system, buying real money, buying some gold, buying some silver. You want to have a little bit of that. It's going to do well for you. But the banks are in big trouble because they don't do business the way they used to. Bring in the deposits at 1, loan it out up here at 2, make the money on the spread. Those days are dead. Now they have to bring in the money. They have to go gamble with it, and they're losing. They're losing right now, right? And that's a terrible thing because it's not their money. They don't care if they lose. They lose it. They get bailed out by the taxpayer. It's your money. It's my money. It's our money. That's what's going on in the banking system, and they're gambling. And you see the banks now, they're what's called, during the pandemic, were required to hold $0 in reserves, $0 in reserves. Right now, I think it's like 4% they hold in reserves. So for every $100 that people have deposited, they have $4 of it, right? Well, where's the other 96? Well, it's out there in the gambling. It's out there in the casino, and they've lost. It's not 96 anymore. That's probably down around 45, 50. See, they've already lost that. So when you come into the bank, what if everybody comes in at the same time? Well, they don't have to shut the doors, right? I mean, they can't give you your money. They'd have to wait for the FDIC to give you money. Oh, but Mike, the FDIC's out of money. They got less than 1 cent of every dollar. 1 cent of every dollar. How are they going to get the money? I don't know. They're going to print it, right? They'd have to print the money, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to print. They're going to print. They're going to print. What's that going to do to the price of gold? Higher, 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 higher. You want to stock up if you can. Stock up. You in the silver. Silver's really the bargain here, right? I mean, down to below $30, it's a steal. But, I get a lot of the haters in there telling me, hey, Mike, you've been talking about this for years and nothing happens. Nothing happens, Saul, Mike. You see, what it is people don't notice what's happened. You see, that guy that left that comment, he doesn't even realize he's lost 30% of his purchasing power just in the last 4 years. 30% just wiped out. Every dollar he makes, every dollar he spends, every dollar he earns, right? Every dollar he has in savings. It just lost 30% of his purchasing power. Well, how could he protect himself? He could have protected himself with some gold. If he had gold, gold's up about 40%. He'd not only have his 30%, but he'd have 10% more, right? Okay, that's just in the last 4 years. What's going to happen going forward? I would imagine more of the same thing. I'm not, no prophet or anything. I don't predict the future, but I'd say it's a very good chance that gold's going to go up, and it's not going to go up in a straight line. I'm praying for a pullback. Man, that stuff's just getting out of hand. What did we hit yesterday? I don't know, 25.50 or something. I was just taking off, right? Taking off, going higher. I need to get some more. I need to protect myself. I got too much of that fake fiat currency system. It's still in the system. slowly pulling it out, slowly pulling out. You go in and you ask for a withdrawal. They're going to ask you where you're spending your money. None of their business. You tell them that's where you're spending it. That's where you're spending it. But then you take it and you get out of the system and you buy real money, right? People say I talk too much about real money. Look, at real money is the only thing that us individuals can do to protect ourselves against the evil government. Look, I love my country, but the government, I don't like them anymore. They're just doing stupid stuff, right? I mean, they've gone socialism. They're handing out my money to every country out there, but they don't protect us here. No, they don't. They just, they're just spending our money. And you got to protect yourself. See, they have the power as long as it's a fiat currency system. You get to the real money, brings the power back to the people. And then we could get rid of, I'd say we need to get rid of about 80% of the government. I mean, that's just my take. But Mike, who would answer the phones? Nobody answers the phones anymore. Give them a call. They don't answer the phones. You'll put you on the right through the recordings. I don't know. I don't even know what the people that work for the government do, but I don't see much benefit from it, to tell you the truth. That's just my take. I'm Tall Mike. You like this stuff? Give me the thumbs up. Get out there, everybody. It's the weekend. Punch that subscribe button first. Maybe we get to 4,000 over the weekend. We're real close to 4,000 subscribers. I know we can do it. Share it with a friend. Tell them to subscribe. I'm Tall Mike. Get out there. Have a great day. Bye-bye now.